Hey guys, mine are Redstone, and this is another Redstone video. And before I start the video, I want to tell you guys that if you do not want to see this video, because this video is the same as my other video, which was double piston extenders, and if you want to see that video, because that one is just, I show you how to build it, and then you can go and build it in your own world. This one, I'm going to build it, but I'm going to explain how it's built, and how all the programming, how all the concepts work. And so I'm going to explain that in this video. So if you do not want to see that, I will leave a link in the description for the other video. So please stop watching right now if you do not want to see it explained and you just want to build it for yourself and not know how it works. So thank you. And with that, I'll get into the video. Okay guys, so I'm going to build the first double piston extender. And like I said, I'm going to explain it. So if you don't want to see that, just watch the other video. I'll have it a link in the description. So what you have to do is, obviously you have to have the double piston extension right here. And you're gonna have one observer like this right there, and then one observer facing this way on the ground. And so what's this gonna do? Let me just take this out. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a signal going to here on 3 ticks, and then a signal right here and here on 4 ticks. And the reason I'm gonna build this, so you put this here, and then this observer there, and then redstone dust going across like this. Put it on here, and then dust right here. And so what happens when you put this here, so this is faster, so it is the first, this is the first one that goes. So the redstone signal will go here first, and when it does so, it'll get powered up to here, which will go in front of this observer and power that observer. And when that happens, it'll power this block, which will make this piston push this block up. And then the next one will be this one, which will make this piston push this piston up. So the piston is right here. And then the final one that goes last, right here, it sends the same signal up to here. And then this piston will be right here, like that. And then it'll push this block up to here. And so that's how that works. So let me demonstrate it. And so it goes up, see? So this one goes, which pushes. Let's show you. So when the first one goes, it pushes this block up to here, and then that piston goes and pushes that up to here, and then this next third signal goes and pushes up to here, and then it repeats itself. So then this one goes and pulls this block down, and then the bottom one goes and pulls the piston down, and then this one goes again. Well, and technically when observers do this, when you power them like this, they power the block, they technically power this. I don't really know why, don't ask me, that's how it works. And so that's what happens, and then it pulls this down. So what's happening is the top is getting powered, then the bottom is getting powered, and then the top is getting powered. And when you have a cycle like this, it has to work both ways, not just one way. And so that is why this one works. I hope that was a good explanation, and I will do the next one now. Okay, so the next one I'm going to be building is probably my favorite and the most compact one I have. And how do you do it? Obviously you have to have this, and you have right here you have this, which, right here you have this, and what this does, when you put the torch here, this torch will power the piston that's right here, this one right here, and then it powers this block above it, which powers this piston. So now that's the full extension, and that's like kind of half of it done. And then I did it wrong, it's supposed to be over here, this is supposed to be here, so that's still right. That's the full extension we have right there. And then right here you can put the lever, and in front of this you want to put this on 3 ticks, and over here you put this. And so what this will do, well, let me build it then. And then the next thing you need to do is below this, put that observer, which will be powering this redstone dust. And as I said in my previous video, what happens if a redstone dust is powered, then it powers all the blocks around it. So that would power this block right there, that one, and that would power the piston. And so it's going to fill that in and leave that there so you can see it. And so what happens is when you power this off, it turns this off, which then would just detract them, so it's just like this. And then this goes first and powers that, which makes this pull this block, this piston right there, so that gets sees this torch going off, and so it powers this redstone dust, which powers this block, which powers the piston and pulls this piston down. And then over here we have this little bit lengthened signal that goes in front of this observer, which makes this piston then pull down this block, and that is how that works. And if you'd like to make this, I know you can't always do this, But you could also have, if you wanted the lever to have it somewhere else, you'd have to do this and have this on 4 ticks. And unless it comes from the lever directly, it has to be on 4 ticks. So if you had like, say if you had, well, not necessarily, but if you have this to power, you have to have redstone dust either going into here, so you could potentially have this. So if you had this right here going into your lever, then you could have it on 3 ticks. But if you want to have them like right next to each other and you want this, then you have to have that on 4 ticks to slow it down a little bit. So if this either is soft powered, that can be on 3 ticks, but if it's hard powered by the by the strengthener, I can't think of it, repeater, then this must be on 4 ticks because that's 1 more tick, which slows it down some. So if this wasn't here, that's redstone. Again, that can be that, and well, it works that way too. But so that's how you build this one, and I will go on to my third one, the most complicated and bigger. Okay guys, so the last one I'm going to build is the most complicated and not super duper compact, but it is 1 wide. So the best part about this is you can build it like next to each other forever and kind of build like just a piston wall, I guess. And so how you build it, pretty similar, the first part is pretty similar to the other one. You have this right here, this one torch, powers, whoops, my bad, the block has to be there, powers that, and then below it, we'll first put this here, and then below it you have the observer facing downwards, and what it does is it powers this block, and next to that block you have to have another a piece of redstone. And so this observer, when this turns off, pretty similar to the other one, will power this block, which will power this redstone right here, and then that redstone will soft power this block right here, and below it you have to have a signal getting taken out by a repeater, which will power this just redstone, redstone, and the observer will take that redstone, it'll see the redstone get lit up, and then power this, and then over here you have one more to add a little bit tick to be a little bit slower, and on top you put an observer, and then a block. And so what will happen is when you unpower this, it'll come down first to like this, like it wouldn't, so that one unpowers and it just pulls down, and this unpowers and pulls the block down, and then this observer will send a signal to here, which will power this redstone dust, powering this block, getting the signal taken out to here, which will, the observer will see that, make this activate the piston, pulls this down with 0 tick, and then it'll come over here just a little bit slower because there's another tick, 2 ticks, and then these observers look, oh hey, there's something happening down here, so it'll power and it'll send a signal to its buddy above it. That's how observers work. So you can put a long chain. If like the ends just facing each other like this, you can just do that in a long chain, well, like that, in a long chain, and it'll power it. Like let me demonstrate, because this might not be something you guys knew, everyone knew. So like say that redstone dust there, if you do this, see, it just kind of goes through, and so that'll happen up here. It'll power that block, which will then pull this down, and so that's explained. So let me demonstrate. Like I said, goes down through here, up there, and then up in order. So this one goes first, pulls that down, then this one goes and pulls that down, and that's gonna be it. And I'm gonna show a time lapse of me building a couple more for this, and then I will finish the video. Okay guys, so recap, I have here built 3 of them, and you can see they work side by side. So all I have to do is build this and you'll be able to have this side by side. So in today's video I built this right here, this piston extender, like that, the simplest in my first design. Then this one, a little bit more complex and better, much faster and more compact, and this one, which is similar to that one but can be built side by side and used in many different things. I don't know, you can use it as a door basically, just that can be your door right there. This right here, just 2 blocks tall, can't get over that, so that could be your door. And so I hope you guys enjoyed my episode, and if you did, please like, and if you really enjoyed it, please subscribe. But with that, this has been Miner Redstone, and I am out.